Hey guys, nice to see you again, here with another video. Hope you guys are doing good today, and hope everything is going well for you. In the background, you're going to see me drawing my D&D character, actually. His name is Rosish. Yeah, that's my guy right there. I love that guy. He's a Leonin. He does his own things and what. Okay, so the reason I drew him like that and I wanted to make a character off him, because I was off of watching Invincible. Ooh, that show's good. Invincible's great. I based him off of Battle Beast because I fucking love Battle Beast. I'll probably do a video about Invincible later, but actually, this video, I'm going to be talking about Trigun. There's this new anime for Trigun coming out. I don't know if you guys have ever seen the original, and it's going to be a spoiler warning for this one, because I'm about to talk about the old one for a minute. Okay, so if you've never watched the old Trigun, that Trigun was lit. It was like back maybe like 1998, 1999, I think. Somewhere along like that. I don't know. But you can tell, but because it's got that modern care, that's back when they actually gave a fuck about the animation, and that animation looks hard. You can tell how much care they put into the animation for those old school anime because of all the detail that was in there. That shit was nice. I don't know what was up with them, but they like space a lot, and especially with like space westerns like Cowboy Bebop, Trigun. I could probably think of some other ones, but I can't think of it off the top of my head. Pretty much what the old Trigun was about is there's this plant guy that's he's not human, that can live pretty much forever. He has this morality. He was given this sense of his values and whatnot by this one chick that was his mom, pretty much. What it was is that he valued all life. He never kills, ever. And throughout the whole story, you see him struggle not to kill and just finding different ways and what the sacrifice means for not killing, because he has a lot of wounds on his body in the old anime. Like he loses an arm at one point because he doesn't want to kill. It's really rough. And throughout the whole entire show, he's trying to battle it, trying not to kill people and stuff, and it's an interesting and compelling story on how to do a character. Like say you'd want to make sure that Batman doesn't kill. That's a great example. Except for Trigun, Vash the Stampede is not that serious. He's not that like super serious like Batman is, and he's got over $1 billion double dollar bounty. What was it, $1 billion or $10 billion double dollar bounty? I don't know. It's been a while since I've watched it. He's got a lot of money on it. Apparently, the reason he got that bounty is because he blew up a whole town. The reason that happened is because, again, he's a plant person. He's not really human. His gun fused with him and turned into a super fucking nuke. He was fighting his brother Knives, and Knives is also a plant person. He's a dick, though. He doesn't give a fuck, bro. He's like, man, fuck that shit. I kill who I want to kill to get my own goals. Eventually, he ends up pushing Vash to, like, because he's not trying to kill his own brother Knives. Knives doesn't give a fuck, and he's pushing him over and over again. Eventually, his arm accidentally triggers because he has no control over it. It blows up the whole entire town. He was responsible for those deaths. It wasn't really his fault. It was out of his hands. He was trying his hardest not to do it. He carries that guilt everywhere he goes. He never wants to kill because it's against his values. You just see, as time goes on, he has this goofy demeanor, and he's always joking around, but he's always training too, so that way he never has to worry about getting outgunned or outskilled by someone else. It's wild how he affects all these different people. Like Shelly, they're from the insurance bureau. Damn it, what was their name? Shelly and this one chick with a gun, like the big ass fucking tank gun. Those two, they're the short one with the short hair. She has a thing for Vash, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's pretty heavily handed. And the other one, the big one, she has a thing for Wolfwood. He's a priest. That dude's cool as shit. He has pretty much the same similar values to Knives, but he has it in more like a nobler cause. Okay, so yes, Knives and him are similar in the way that they will kill to achieve their goal, but their goals are different. Wolfwood kills to protect people. And he doesn't want to kill unless he has to, but he will kill people. Whereas Knives will kill anyone and everyone if he has to get just to get to his goal. Wolfwood throughout the story is looking at Vash like, bro, you can't go through life not trying to kill people. That's just not gonna happen. The world we're living in right now is not made for that type of stuff. You're living in an idealistic fantasy. Vash is like, well, whatever. I mean, he's lived for a long ass time. He's lived for over hundreds and hundreds of years. He's had people talk about that shit to him all the time. It's not going to change his personality. It doesn't matter. And he's like, whatever. And over time, you see that Vash starts to slowly affect Wolfwood. Yep, nope, I'm right. Yep, his name is definitely Wolfwood. Yep, okay, I got it right. Okay. Wolfwood eventually starts learning his, like, he starts getting, Vash starts rubbing off on him. And he's like, alright, look, maybe it's not so bad to learn this stuff. Probably wants to be a little bit more compassionate, because, you know, he is a priest after all. He does believe in how good some people are. He's just really more of a realist. Unfortunately, though, him believing in Vash's ideology gets him killed. He dies, showing mercy to his mentor, pretty much. It's kind of a good thing, but kind of a bad thing, because he opens up his heart to show mercy to someone else. At the same time, if Wolfwood had killed his mentor, Vash would have never found out where the fuck Knives was. Back when I was younger and as a kid, I was like, wow, so what's the point of that? Because in the anime, it showed that after he was bleeding out, he still wanted to live, because the girl that from the agency bureau, she wanted to spend time with him, and they wanted to have like a kid fan. Like, he wanted to spend more time with her, dude. Like, he wasn't ready to die. He was so fucking sad, and he was young. He was around, like, he was like 26, 27. He was young. He just wasn't ready to die. And in my head back then, I can see it more clearly now, but like, I still think that it was a dumb way to go. I think he should have killed him. And in my personal idea, it proved that Vash's ideals weren't the best way to go, because he, at the end of the day, died and lost his life. Because not everyone's a plant person. Not everyone can do the shit that he does. Got years, decades to hone his experience and shit like that. And I don't know, man. It's kind of a gray area on that one. I personally think Wolfwood should have stuck to his ideologies. Killing to protect people, especially people that you care about, I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. I think there's nothing wrong with that. If you're killing in self-defense, you have every right to. Now, if you're killing just for shits and giggles, no, that's different. As the anime goes on, Vash ends up finding this dude that has his arm that Knives sent out to go and find him, and he put him in such a bad situation. It was really bad, dude. Like, he had his whole group with him, and he threatened a town. He threatened the two girls that were at the agency bureau, like Shelly, the girl that likes Vash, and Wolfwood's girl. They were about to get raped and murdered. It was bad, dude. Like, it was gonna be really bad. The catch is, he was mind controlling those people, because he has mind control powers, and he was mind controlling the townspeople to do that shit. He goes up to him and he's like, look, shoot me, and they stop. Simple as that. Vash doesn't want to kill people, and it conflicts with his morals. In the end, he does end up shooting him. It fucks with him so bad that he no longer wants to be like the outlaw that everyone sees him as, because he doesn't believe that he's worthy. It's so fucked, man. Like, it shows such a good character of like, I'm not ready, people are dying for no reason, and he gets taken in. Like, he gets taken in by this nice group family, and they take care of him, and it's just, and then eventually there's these bandits that always come up and fuck with every single one of these townspeople. I don't know why, but they do. He realizes that he has to keep going because Wolfwood finds him, and he's like, look, dude, you gotta figure this shit out, man. Come on, bro. Like, people are literally dying because you don't want to do anything about it. What the fuck are you doing? And it takes him almost a whole episode to just get through his shift. He's like, I don't want to kill people anymore, man. I just want to live a peaceful life. Fuck. Eventually, he picks up his gun again, and he gets ready to do it. But he doesn't kill. He refuses to kill. He doesn't want to kill. At the end of the story, he fights Knives. And this is after Wolfwood dies. Gun thingy, I don't know what the fuck it is, but it's like a big ass giant cross that made out of metal, literally the size of a fucking human, and it's like a machine gun type deal. Wolfwood gives it, well, his girl gives it to Vash after Wolfwood dies, saying it carries mercy with him. And when he fights Knives, he fights to help him, and in the end, he ends up getting the upper hand because of Wolfwood's gun. He buried it in the sand after he was fighting Knives. He strategically did all this crazy shit just so he could have an upper hand on him, and in the end, he ended up beating Knives. Instead of shooting him, he was going to follow down his own path of morals, decide not to kill him, and spare him and patch him up and go on his merry way. And I think, in my personal opinion, that sums up the story of Vash extremely well, like very well. Now, in this new CGI one, I'm not too sure. You still see Shelly there. She still looks the same as she does. Vash looks a little bit different. I fuck with his jacket. I like his jacket. It still looks iconic and cool. He's still got that cool gun and all that good stuff. And he's got like the little cool, crazy arm thing going on with him. I don't know about the hair. The hair kind of ain't doing it for me like that. It's whatever. But I can overlook that though, because, okay, so most people don't like CGI animation or 3D animation like that. Me, if it's done right, you can get away with that, and it'll look damn good. Like, okay, so Vash looks really good. There's another one. A good way to blend 3D with 2D animation would be like something like Demon Slayer. That goes very well, and it looks really good and well done. Most of the time it does. If you do that, and like even some of the shots in the Broly movie, the Dragon Ball Z Broly, Super Broly movie, some of those shots in there was mixed with 3D and 2D. That looked really good, except for when they started switching to all 2D at the end of it. I was like, 3D at the end of it. I was like, I don't know about all that. It just shows that you can get away with that stuff. And honestly, I kind of like the way it looks. I don't really fuck with his hair, but you know, I keep an open mind when I watch stuff like this. It still shows that he's a badass. He's still carefree and goofy. And honestly, I kind of like the first episode. The first episode kind of made sense because he didn't have any ammo in his gun in the first episode. But also in the other first episode of the 90s, he also didn't have any ammo in his gun for the first episode. But it made it look like he was such a badass during like the first scene because he was chilling at a bar and then a bounty hunter came in looking for him. And then he ended up shooting down the place because he was looking for Vash. And then Vash was like standing next to like the bar sign that was blocking all the bullets. And he still was sitting down at the bar drinking his shit. And he looked like such a cool badass for it. But then he pulls out his gun and he shoots it, and then it cuts to the scene of like the anime intro opening and shit like that. And then you see lying out later on, he didn't have any ammo in the gun. And I'm like, oh, what the fuck? It's like, it's crazy. It's a good show. I'm gonna keep an open mind for it. I'll keep an open mind for this new Trigun. I do like the original one. It's always gonna hold a place in my heart because it's just so badass, goofy, and there's such great themes to it. I'm not opposed to seeing something that's faithful to the source material, has good animation, because the old one is willing to take it in a different direction as long as it respects the characters and as long as that's what the characters would actually do. So I'd be okay with that. There's nothing wrong with that. I definitely like that. I'm gonna let you guys go. I'm gonna go do a banner. I haven't had a banner for my YouTube channel yet. I'm gonna go make me a banner in the next video, so that's probably what I'm gonna do next. If you guys liked what I had to say, like, comment, give me a sub if you really liked and enjoyed it. Hopefully you did. If not, that's cool. I ain't stressing too much. You guys have a good one.